Hey everybody. Hey, thanks for joining me. Um, gonna finish this up tonight, and I probably won't work on this tonight, but I've got this Jedi Temple Guard, which I need to finish, which is another commission. So I'll be doing this one in warm markers. So it depends. We'll see how fast I get this done. This is gonna be done in cool markers, cool grays, and then if I can get this done quickly, we'll see how it goes. Then I might start on this one, but this is on deck for you Star Wars fans out there. Um, so this should be fun when I get to this one. And I still have a Batgirl commission I need to do for somebody. So, all right, let's put this here for now. Streaky desk. All right. So let's see. Hope everyone's having a good night tonight. I see Andy's here. A couple other people maybe. So we're just gonna hang out, and I'm gonna try to finish this on camera. Let's see, 10%. So I'm gonna flat it with. Hopefully, if I can find a 20%. I got a 10%. Do you have any new 20s? I got lots of 30s. 30. Oh, there's a 20. Okay. So it's kind of like doing a painting where you want to just tone the canvas. That's essentially what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to tone the character with 20% gray or as much as I can, and then kind of go from there and build off of it. Layer up the values. If this one doesn't work, I have some other 20% I can use. Oh, I gotta get my reference. I'll look at my Phantom costume reference just so I can get to see where did I put it. It's over here somewhere. Yeah, I was going to try to come on earlier today, but I'm getting a late start, so it's another late evening stream, but that's okay. This shouldn't take me more than a few hours, I would think, maybe 3 at the most, but we'll see how it goes. You excited for, I know you just saw Chaos Walking, which you can't talk about yet because of NDAs and all that, but are you excited for Godzilla vs. Kong? Coming, I think, March 26th or something, not too far away. I'm going to try to see that in the theater if I can. Our theaters over here don't get too crowded, really, so shouldn't be too much of an issue to go see it. I don't have HBO Max, so I'll definitely have to, unless I stream it online through a third-party thing or something, but yeah, I'll probably just end up going to the theater to see that one. If I feel like I have to, even though, like, the last couple Godzilla movies have been kind of so-so. I still enjoyed them for the most part. So, yeah. Let's see. Just blocking this in right now. Big streak on my desk right there. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the worst one, I think, the Matthew Broderick one. The 2004 one with Matthew Broderick. The Roland Emmerich one, Independence Day guy. Yeah, Andy says I haven't seen a single Godzilla movie from start to finish. When I was a Puff Daddy, when I was a kid, I used to stay up late on Friday nights, and we had Sammy Terry, which was our local horror host affiliate show. So, and I mean, I was like real little, like anywhere from like 4, 5, 6 years old, 7, 8. For years I stayed up and would watch Sammy Terry, and he'd play scary movies, but every so often they would play Godzilla movies, instead of like whatever Hammer horror films or Blackula or whatever crazy stuff they would play. Count Yorga I remember that one. But yeah, they would. So I would get excited because it was like, oh, Godzilla and Godzilla versus Kong, like the old one, and so yeah, I mean, I have a soft spot for those old Godzilla movies and the old King Kong movies and stuff. But but that 2004 one, that was the worst. It did have Jean Reno in it, which was cool, but unfortunately he was. Come with me. Yeah. Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page was cool with it. Just saying.
Yeah, he sold out Kashmir. Sold out for that sweet, sweet Led Zeppelin money. But Jean Reno was in it, and he was cool. He was just kind of wasted in it, though. The last couple have been pretty decent. Like the one that came out with Bryan Cranston a few years back, Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron, whatever his name is, Quicksilver. It was good. Like it just didn't. It kind of flattens out near the middle, and it's just kind of. It probably doesn't show Godzilla as much either, which is kind of unfortunate. But I mean, Cloverfield is definitely the best Godzilla movie in recent memory. It's not really Godzilla, but it is the best Godzilla movie. So yeah, I recommend Cloverfield for certain if you haven't seen it. That is a really good movie. Do I want to do? I guess I could put a little gray in my eyes. Trying to figure out if I want. Yeah, I guess I will. Just do like a little bit of shadow around the edges of the goggles, of the mask. Go ahead and just do the skin too, because I'll end up going darker on the. I'll end up going darker on the costume anyway. So yeah, if you're just joining me, this is one that I drew last night, and now I'm going to do the rendering, the marker value rendering, and try to give it some life, give it some punch. We had a lot of fun last night talking about the Phantom and kind of the origins of that character and a little bit of the history and backstory. So I worked on the comic for a few years and did a handful of covers for it. Every now and again I'll get requests for that artwork, like, hey, do you still have that cover? But yeah, fortunately, I sold all my Phantom artwork except for I have a few small sketches, like rough sketches, I think. But so in this case, this customer wanted a commission, a sketch commission of the character on the front cover of his sketchbook. So he's going to get other artists, other comic book artists as well, who I can't remember. He mentioned a few of the names. He was going to do sketches of the Phantom inside the book, since it's like a blank book. So should be pretty cool, and I'm honored to do the cover for it. So it'll be cool once conventions start back up again, hopefully later this year, and you can start getting some convention sketches in it. I'm guessing it won't be. I mean, God, by the time everyone gets the vaccine, it'll probably be early summer. So, I don't know how soon conventions are going to be a possibility this year, but maybe in the late summer or the fall. I don't know. The sooner the better, so I can actually make some more money, hopefully. Quench Press. Oh, is that that's Dane, I think, right? I'm trying to remember everyone's screen names. Hey, Dane, what's up? I was just talking about your Batgirl commission. It's on deck after I get this one wrapped up. I'll be jumping on the Batgirl, and I'll get the drawing going for that, and I'll show it to you here shortly. And I'll end up doing that one on stream too. So cool. Yep. Hey, Danon. Oh wow, thanks for subscribing. It says nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I need to start beefing up my Twitch exclusives or incentives. So when I get subscribers, I'll get you guys some unique emotes and sound effects and all that jazz. I know Brian Miller has all that stuff worked out. I need to get some tips from him on how I can spruce up my channel, since I'm going to try to stream a little bit more now that I've got a nice little stack of commissions I need to finish, including yours, Danon. So yeah, your Batgirl will be up after this. So thanks for being patient, because I've been working on some other projects too. And then I had my big holiday sale, which really that ended up being way more time consuming than which is a good thing, because the sales were great. But it ended up taking a little more time shipping stuff and getting original art orders out and canvases, and so it was a very successful holiday sale that ran until all of December, pretty much. That took a little more time than I planned initially, but I think each year I get a little bit better at it, and once I get more new artwork and stuff, it ends up helping, of course. So yeah, I'm sure Danon, I'm sure you've been hanging out on Brian's live stream I know he does Tuesdays and Thursdays. I should do Mondays and Wednesdays, but I mean, I streamed last night, but it was kind of late, so I don't think we overlapped. So right now I'm just kind of flatting it with this Prismacolor. It's a brush marker. It's 20% cool gray. So I think Dana, when I do your Batgirl, I'm pretty sure it was full grayscale that we talked about. I'll have to double check, but it'll probably be similar to this kind of technique and style, and it'll it'll be inked and gray markers like this. So just have to start layering it once I get it all flatted. I left the background pencil because I didn't want it to overpower the foreground. So I'm gonna end up I'll end up just kind of rendering the background a little more softer, just so it sits back a little bit more. Yeah, the Phantom was like back when comic book movies early on, we didn't have too many just yet. I mean, we had like The Shadow, The Rocketeer. Of course, we had the Batman '89, and we had those 4 Superman movies. That was kind of it. I mean, barring like the occasional like goofy Condor Man or something like that. There just weren't. By the time the Phantom had come out, I mean, I think it was. Did we have Batman Returns? I'm not sure if we did. I think we did. Yeah, I think Batman Returns was already out. It had come out like a year or two earlier. So I guess we had a couple of Batman movies and the Superman movies and a couple other pulpy comic book characters like The Shadow and Rocketeer. But yeah, that was about it. And then after the Phantom, I think we had a little bit of a dry spell until like 1999, 2000. We had Blade, I guess, was 98. Yeah, probably about 4 or 5 years later, we got Blade, and then we got X-Men in 2000, and then Spider-Man in 2001. So one of the early comic book movie characters. Alright, so I got it flatted for the most part. I guess I can go in and let's flat this background a little bit. I know the smoke, I'll probably leave the smoke. I'll do the smoke at 10%. Leave it really light. And then I have to do the sky, the background night sky. And then the moon. Right now, this is just the foliage back here, the jungle. I just indicated with some really long leaves. I still have to do the border, that's right. Condor Man, yeah, I pulled that one out, right? I used to love that movie as a kid. Even though like it did not age well. Oh my god, it's so bad. I think I watched it like maybe 5 or 10 years ago. And it was like, oof, that movie was pretty bad. But, for when we were kids and it was a Disney comic book superhero style movie, that was like a big deal. I remember I had the comic books for Condor Man too. But yeah, it was like James Bond kind of superhero, but way cheesier. Yeah, Brian's been really busy. His Tuesday Night Tiki Tuesday has been his only regular stream since New Year's. Oh, really? I wonder what he's been. I know he's got some Star Wars prints coming out with Acme. Well, they're already out. But I wonder what else he's been busy with. I mean, those were kind of done anyway. That Slave One was. I mean, he had that one done a long time ago and was trying to get it approved. So, yeah, I wonder what he's been up to. He's been so busy. I haven't talked to him in a few weeks, so I should probably touch base with him and see what he's been up to. And he finally did a. Yeah, I know Brian loves Condor Man. That's right. That's funny. I think that's why it came out because I saw you jump in the stream and I started talking about comic, and I know Brian. Yeah, Brian loves Condor Man. That's so funny. I think he was the reason I probably watched it again like a long time back because I hadn't seen it in a while. Let's see. Got the sky. I know the sky is going to be dark. I know that's going to be. Let's just go ahead and do this moon then. Go ahead and block in the moon here, this 20%. I'll do the logo dark. Make it pop out. I'll go dark with it. God, where did it end here? Looks like it goes probably. It's fine. I'll go about right to that H maybe. That feels right. I didn't draw the other side of the moon, but looks like it curves right about up into that H. So I guess we'll just say that's where it stops. Well, that skull will be really light, so let's go ahead and do the skull. Remember the tagline for the Phantom? It was like "Slam Evil." That was like their big marketing tagline. Slam Evil. What does that even mean? Slam Evil. I think they had trouble marketing the Phantom movie. They didn't know what to do with it. Oh, wow, he has a big project with the Smithsonian that will keep him super busy until around July. Well, good for him, because I know he was it was getting scary for him with work, and he was sweating it for a while. So I'm glad that you say he's been getting more coloring work from his clients, regular clients, which is good. I know DC kind of got really slow on him. I know Acme got really slow with him as well. So it's good that he's able to pick up that slack with some other clients and stuff. So yeah, I'll have to touch base and see what he's been up to. Alright, so that's kind of blocked in. I still need to, I'll do a middle value for the border. Let's go dark on the logo. See, there's 50%. Let's go 50 on the logo. Yeah, I saw Condor Man as well in the theater. Me too. When I was a kid, I remember when he jumps off the. Does he jump off the mountain with the glider? That was a big deal. I thought that was really cool. Then they had the big boat chase, then the car chase in the mountains. So as a kid, it was like obviously the story. I can't remember the story really, but it was just the visuals of the goofiness of it. Yeah, and I saw the Phantom in the theater too with my roommates in college. I remember that. I feel like I could. Yeah, maybe let's do like a 40% or 30% for that bamboo border. So we were talking about Godzilla versus Kong earlier. What else is coming out? Oh, we've got that Justice League cut, which comes out, I guess, what is that, early March, maybe? There's is that February? I think it's March. I mean, it's whatever. I'm not really that excited because it's Zack Snyder, but I do want to see it because I know visually it'll be engaging, but plus it's like what 4 hours or almost 4 hours, 3.5 hours, something like that. I think it's almost 4 hours of, which is way too long. But I mean, as a movie, I mean, as a series, okay, you know, I mean, I'll probably break it up and watch half of it one night. You know, I don't actually. I probably will watch the whole thing, but I mean, I think it's designed where you can probably break it up if you want to. But I don't know. Yeah, it's an indulgence. He's a very self-indulgent filmmaker, even though Watchmen is really great. It's still very like it kind of misses the point. The whole point of Watchmen, the comic, was it's not cool to be a superhero. It's not rewarding. It's not, you know, it's gritty and realistic, and it's not, you know, but he makes it, he kind of glorifies it, even though he's true to the story more or less. So it's kind of contradictory, but it still works. I don't think he was the best director for it, but I do enjoy The Watchmen. But then Justice League, or his other movies, Batman v Superman, and Man of Steel, just kind of. I like Man of Steel. Like, there's lots of it I do like, and then there's things that just kind of really bug me about it. So, and they're important story things, which, again, he's not the greatest storyteller, but he is a really great visualist. So, you know, he's not annoying like Michael Bay is visually. Like, Zach has a little bit more of an aesthetic that it's similar to Michael Bay's, but I think it's less obnoxious, and it's a little bit more. He kind of earns the integrity with the style, just not the integrity with the story, unfortunately. But I'm still interested. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm excited or I'm hopeful, but I'm interested in the 4-hour Justice League Snyder cut. So, because I mean, it can't be any worse than the theatrical version. I mean, really, come on. It's got to be better than that, right? Even at 4 hours. I guess we'll see soon. Yeah, we're getting the logo in. Try to crank this out as fast as I can tonight because I got a bunch of other work waiting on me. Got an Iron Man painting I need to do a drawing for a client. I can't say too much about it yet, but it'll be a pretty cool project if it turns out cool. I got some other commissions, maybe some sketch cards coming up. Maybe, we'll see.
Do it.
What?
I said do it.
I know, it really depends. Like, I don't know, I don't really want to. I don't even have time to do 30, really. I mean, I don't think I will with what I have to do for the Iron Man painting, and then if the other Star Wars work gets approved. I don't know. Really, I mean, the only thing is with the sketch cards, the benefit is I can sell my APs, and you know that'll be really handy money to have, which is kind of important. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. Maybe it's not guaranteed, but I'm sure if I did a couple of Ahsoka APs, they'd probably sell pretty quick. I feel like I need to go darker with that logo. Yeah, I agree, Danon. Not really super excited for Watchmen is one. I did like, actually my favorite Snyder film is the Dawn of the Dead remake. It's really, I mean, it's a really good movie, but that's also because it was his first film, so it's not as flashy and it's way more like restrained. But also James Gunn wrote the remake, and there's a lot. I mean, the characters and the dialogue, and there's a lot of humanity in the story. And I think when Zack Snyder isn't writing and being self-indulgent with his films, like even 300, which was based off of Frank Miller stuff. So, like, I think Dawn of the Dead and the remake and 300 are his best films, even though the story for 300 is so, like, just simple. There's not a lot there anyway to mess up, but then I'd say Watchmen is probably my second or third favorite of his movies. And then you get Sucker Punch, which is horrible. So yeah, he's kind of just a little bit all over the place. I think his intentions are good, and visually he's engaging, but yeah, I don't really watch his movies for the story too much, unless James Gunn is writing or Frank Miller. Oh yeah, happy birthday to Frank Miller. I didn't know it was his birthday today. Speaking of which, cool. Or recently, maybe. I'm a pretty big Frank Miller fan. In junior high, I was collecting Daredevil, so I have a lot of those early Frank Miller Daredevil books when he was just getting his start, more or less, with Marvel, getting his feet wet with them. And then, of course, The Dark Knight Returns came out in 1986, same year as Watchmen, and those two books back to back. I was not mentally prepared for those as a very young teenager, but I still enjoyed them, even though I didn't totally grasp everything. But Frank Miller's The Dark Knight was a huge deal when I got that as a kid. And then, of course, Sin City, by the time I got to college and I was collecting all of his Dark Horse stuff. So I was a big, big Frank Miller advocate for many years, and still am. I mean, he's still the man. So even though his politics are a little weird, but he's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but that's okay. I still like his art. Let's see. Got the clouds in there. I want to do the sky. I want to do it dark. I guess we'll just go. Should I do 40? 30? I guess I'll do 30. I guess I can build it up from 30. Hey, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. We're just hanging out. It's kind of a low-key night. I figured it would be, since it's like I just streamed last night, so. Talking movies and comic books as I try to finish this. I think other Frank Miller stuff that I really dug. He did some other Batman. I mean, besides the Dark Knight sequels, which weren't that great. But then he did Batman Holy Terror, which was not my cup of tea either, really. But he did a lot for Dark Horse. I remember seeing him, besides Sin City, he was doing a lot of other stuff too. Bouncing around different titles. Different anthologies and stuff. Yeah. We'll see how far I get with this tonight. I think I can get it mostly done. I'll get it really close anyway. I think I need to go darker on that logo though, because yeah, it's going to compete with the background. Right now I'm just kind of flattening it, just kind of blocking it in. Eventually it'll look kind of like that Boba Fett cover that you just saw. Where is it? It was back there in the corner. Maybe not that detailed. I don't know. That was pretty detailed. We'll see. I think I went a little nuts on that Boba Fett one. I did that at a Comic-Con for a customer, and the con was really slow, so I just ended up pushing it. We'll see how far I push this one. So yeah, apparently today is Frank Miller's birthday. He was one of my early influences, along with John Byrne and Walt Simonson and Mike Mignola and oh gosh, who else? There's so many. John Romita Jr. A lot of comic artists. So it's funny because I kind of had my feet in both worlds of like comic book illustration and then like commercial illustration. And as far as commercial illustrators go, they were like, it was really Drew pretty much, and maybe a few other poster artists that I admired, especially once I got into high school and college. But most of my influences as an artist come from comic books and comic book artists. And then, because that's what I wanted to be a comic book illustrator, but I also wanted to draw Star Wars once I got into high school and college. I knew I wanted to do Star Wars comics or Star Wars illustration. So I always kind of approached it from a comic book background, even my commercial illustration. So a lot of my techniques and the way I think design-wise and dynamically, all that's grounded in comic book illustration, because my comic book collection's pretty crazy from my early days. I mean, I don't really collect anymore, but just thousands of comics, and collected everything from Batman to Spider-Man to Avengers to X-Men, Teen Titans, Justice League, all those, like, just all over the place. Anything Marvel or DC, pretty much. So, the Hulk and Green Lantern and every Batman title, every Spidey title that was out at the time. And so a lot of my influences come from those artists that I would try to emulate. Especially Mike Zeck was another big one. I loved Mike Zeck's artwork from The Punisher, and then he ended up doing a lot of G.I. Joe covers. So yeah. So this, when I look at this, I can see like, oh, there's like a little bit of Mike Zeck in there. There's a little bit of Frank Miller or something, like just how I would study how they did faces or anatomy or line work or shading, and I kind of like, eventually that's what drawing is. You develop your own style, because the more you do it, the more you absorb and the more you study and look at things, and the more you just do it and you keep doing it, eventually you start to adapt these like techniques, and they become your techniques and they become your signature. And you do it enough, especially early on, it just it sinks in, and then that's kind of how it kind of informs how you draw the rest of your life, really, in a way. But I kind of work in different styles too. When I work digitally, I'll work more photoreal and work from photos as opposed to drawing them. I just kind of paint them. So it's different techniques for different things.